Hello and welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to give a quick update from my last video on whether or not you should cancel your trip to Cancun. My major argument in that video for still coming to Cancun was that you would have all of these beautiful beaches entirely to yourself. Right now, the Yucatan Peninsula is opening to tourism, but there still aren't a lot of people here. So it's a great opportunity to explore a lot of places that are usually crowded with international tourists, with not so many people. Most of the tourists who are here are domestic Mexican tourists with a few Americans, but Europe is still closed and not allowing flights over. South America is not allowing flights. Most of Central America is not allowing flights. So it's still a relatively small group of people who are even able to come to Cancun, and even smaller yet with the people who are actually coming. While that part is still true, unfortunately, the beautiful beaches that I had experienced just last week are no longer quite so beautiful. We've had a huge bloom of algae start to sweep up on shore. I'm currently in Tulum, and the algae here is just terrible. I'm told that this is true up and down the Yucatan Peninsula, that the beaches are just getting an onslaught of this algae bloom blowing into the beaches now. And it's really quite unpleasant, not just aesthetically to look at, but when the algae blows up ashore, it stays damp, it's hot, it starts to rot, it gives off a bad smell, and it attracts quite a bit of mosquitoes. So the mosquito problem around the beaches, I'm staying in a beachfront hotel now, has gotten quite bad. Even using my bug spray constantly, I'm still getting quite a few bug bites. And while you can still go to the beach, it's just that you don't really want to get into the water with the algae blooms brushing up against you. You don't really want to walk over them because there's so many bugs, and the smell kind of makes it unpleasant just to sit on the beach and try and enjoy the ocean and the breeze. So what I would propose instead, if you are still coming to the Yucatan, is instead of staying in Cancun or Tulum and trying to go to the beach here, my recommendation is to take a bus down to Bacalar, which is about a 5-hour bus ride from Cancun. I wrote a blog article that I will put into the description about the buses in the Yucatan Peninsula. But there's an ADO bus that's very comfortable. It's air conditioned, has a bathroom, it's comfortable seats. They're new buses. They can pick you up from the airport and take you to you can charter the ADO all the way down to Bacalar. Bacalar is called the Maldives of Mexico. It is a lake called the Lake of Seven Colors because of all of the beautiful, it's a lake that has been carved out of limestone that has an underground river that feeds it, so the water is crystal clear, beautiful colors. There's a huge cenote, the cenote Azul, that you can go and visit, and Bacalar, being a lake, does not have these algae blooms, so you can still go and enjoy the water. They have kayaks for rent, they have boats, you can go out. The water is just absolutely beautiful. It's actually not as well known as a tourist destination, so the prices are lower, and you're still beating the crowds. You're still getting a beautiful place to vacation. Bacalar, I think, is going to become a real destination on the Yucatan Peninsula, but it isn't quite there yet. They have, however, built up a good amount of tourist infrastructure in Bacalar. So they have hotels, they have restaurants that are open. They have a castle down there that you can explore. There's Mayan ruins nearby. And if you prefer to not take the bus, there is a small regional airport in Chattanooga, which is the capital of this province. And you can fly directly into Chattanooga, and then it's only about a 30 or 40-minute bus ride to Bacalar, which only costs a couple of dollars. Or you can take a taxi cab from the airport to Bacalar, which costs about 250 pesos or $11 or $12 to get out there. Have a really beautiful experience. So if you have a trip and your trip is going to be, I would say, 5 or more days, I would really consider still coming instead of staying in the northern part of the Yucatan, traveling down south to Bacalar and experiencing that. If you have a shorter trip, you were planning on coming here for a long weekend, 2 or 3 days, I think I would seriously consider rescheduling. Although it's going to be hard to predict when you can get here and avoid an algae bloom, they are somewhat unpredictable. They come because of deforestation in the Amazon, which has led to increased farming and runoff of fertilizers that get into the Amazon River and then into the ocean and have fertilized these huge algae blooms that can pop up and kind of ruin beaches at any moment. So it's a real hit and miss situation. You kind of have to judge for yourself, but without a lot other than the beach really going on, as I talked about in the previous video about Cancun, I don't think that I'd want to come with the algae sort of ruining that experience as well. I hope this is helpful. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you get to enjoy Bacalar. I absolutely did, and I think that you'll really have a great time. Thank you so much. Please subscribe if you like these types of updates. I also review travel gear. I talk about the destinations that I go to, and I talk about some financial tips and tricks that I use to save up and fund my various trips around the world. So I hope you'll take a moment and subscribe. Thank you so much. Have a great day.